Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Here I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. Then I'll do a quick review of the day's aspects before I play another card that may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that sits on the side of the page right now is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands relates directly in astrology to the second 10 days or the second decan of the sun's transit in the land of Leo. Leo being a fire sign, Wands being fire of the tarot. Fire element symbolism is about spark, drive, enthusiasm, initiative, momentum, those feelings that you have that really make you want to get up and move in the direction of an ideal or a goal, okay? And here we have with the Six of Wands somebody who has exercised their spark, their drive, their determination, their enthusiasm for something to the point where they have made an excellent achievement. And we know it's an excellent achievement because here they are, well-dressed, riding even on a well-dressed horse, right? Well supported. They have a laurel wreath on their head and on their staff, and they seem to be, surrounded by a crowd of people who have shown up just to celebrate them, like you're riding in the parade because you are the hero of the hour. So, and you can kind of see the V for victory in the middle here. That is an indication too, like this person is coming in victorious. So it's appropriate, especially when you've put a lot of drive and determination and push initiative into something, and it pans out and you do well, and especially if you do something that's that is a positive for your whole community or for your whole group or your whole family, it's appropriate to celebrate yourself for having made that achievement, and it's appropriate to allow other people to celebrate you too. But understand that sort of enjoying the fruits of your victory is a temporary thing, and it is probably wise to use any social or monetary or physical or even political capital that you have gained in this exploit to get ready and to get the people who are behind you ready for your next bigger, better, badder expression of what it is that you can do, what kind of victory you can bring home for your village, right? So one can rest on their laurels and try to reap the benefits for the rest of their lives, but those benefits will decline as as you go if you don't take advantage of the capital you are given right now to move forward for more accomplishment. And with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some cards while I remind myself and the cards that the sun is in Leo, and the sun in Leo. This is the warmest part of the year. It is, we're kind of in the second half of this transit now. So it's a good time really to reflect on the good things that we have going for us. Like, we're all good looking people, and we're competent, and we're capable, and we're loving, and we're sharing. And I'm sure we have all sorts of other beautiful adjectives we can apply to ourselves. Whatever it is that you are good at, whoever it is that you're good at being, be grateful for that, okay? Moon in Sagittarius making ingress to Capricorn this afternoon. This waxing gibbous moon is a time of action, and Capricorn is here to carry us through the work that we have to do to bring those plans to light. Some of them in time for the full moon in Aquarius this Thursday. So Capricorn moon, focused on the work we have to do, and especially because it's the moon, it's about our hearts and homes. So the work we have to do in terms of our hearts and in terms of our homes. Fixed fire and cardinal earth, friends. We have material initiative from the heart and the stamina to carry our goals to fruition. So that's very, very positive for us. On the moon side of the page today, moon goes square to Neptune. And, this can bring a little bit of a mystery into our lives. It's like normally it would be like we're easily fooled, but Neptune is retrograde, right? No illusions. So it could just be like, we're not getting the full picture of how it is that we're feeling, or because we're sensitive to the vibes of people around us, how other people are feeling. Or maybe it's possible, like, I understand fully well what is happening in terms of this person's emotions, this person's energy, but for some reason, there's something going on around us that keeps me from expressing how well I understand that, right? So, we have a void of course period today that lasts 8 hours. This is an opportunity to reflect. Neptune is retrograde, so we can trust our inner vision. And during this time, these lunar vibes come to us relatively unfiltered. So this allows us sort of a clear connection from our heart to the moon, from inner spirit to outer spirit. And we can use this opportunity to get clear on exactly whether and how we'll approach sharing our intuitive riches. And then this afternoon, moon goes into Capricorn and puts our hearts to work. Especially with the sun in a fire sign, we have momentum, strength, stamina to give in the interest of building something solid for ourselves. On the sun side of the page, sun goes trine to Chiron today through August 17th, okay? So Chiron's been in Aries, and we've been in this mode of solving our problems around self-expression, embarrassment, social anxiety, simple lack of trust in our fellow human beings. But right now we have this really beautiful, exalted moment, blessed moment, where the sun is in Leo and it's going trine with Chiron. So this says we can express ourselves in a new way, which can in turn create a bigger, more exciting opportunities for us. And the new mode of expression comes from the healing that we've done, those walls that we have knocked down, the realizations that we have had, the changes that we have already gone through. They're really beginning to shine through in our personality. When we show up at work, in our social life, in our civic lives, our changed selves are becoming apparent to the people around us. Venus goes opposite to Pluto early tomorrow morning, just after midnight tonight. And Venus on one end of the sky, Pluto sitting across from it on the other side of the end of the sky. Opposition generally indicates the potential for conflict. Another way of looking at it is that we're standing right in between these two planets that are communicating with one another. And Venus is communicating about the things we need and desire, the stuff we like to receive. And Pluto is communicating about our endings and beginnings, the inevitability of change. And this can give us a little bit of anxiety, especially about whether we're going to get that attention, affection, or the gifts and compensation we think we are due, whether that stuff is going to keep coming to us. We can become insecure when we don't get reliable feedback about it, or we can even get just jealous if we think that we see that the good stuff that's meant for us is going somewhere else or to someone else. So just remember, not everything is obvious or apparent when Pluto is involved. It will be important for our receptive hearts to withhold judgment until all the chips are in and counted. And then Neptune is retrograde through December 23 up here, and Venus is trine to Neptune right now. Our imaginings are sacred right now. We are asked to especially sing songs, write songs, create poetry, create anything that that communicates to Spirit what it is that we long for, okay? Spirit wants to know what will delight us and what will make our receptive hearts feel whole at this time. And it's a good idea to be creating art, or creating from the heart things that express what we need and desire. And then, Venus is also sextile to Mars right now, so we are very creative. We are able to create from the heart. We're really able to generate almost anything we'd like to at this time, especially if we keep in this mode of sort of creating in terms of our dreams, our desires, creating in terms of letting Spirit know what it is that we need and desire. And then, it helps to remember that Saturn is retrograde, okay? So that's the our sense of responsibility, especially to our community at this time. And then Mars went square to Saturn. And this says to me that while we're doing all this creativity and dreaming and imagining, the stuff that we work on should be stuff that comes easily to us right now, okay? Some stuff, the harder you try to do, the more pushback you'll receive. And if that's the case, it's time to take a step back and reassess, okay? Use all of this creative blessing here and ask yourself, how can I do this in a way that's going to be easier? North Node is conjunct to Uranus here through August 15th. This points to some anxiety we have all probably noticed around getting the stuff we need and desire, right? Venus, where was that? Oh, Venus in opposition to Pluto, right? That's more anxiety about getting what we need and desire. Don't forget to have that attitude of gratitude. Notice what you have in abundance. Notice what you have enough of. Be thankful for it. There's always more where that came from. Have a little faith in yourself and in the cosmos, okay? Have a little faith that you are in good hands. Pluto continues retrograde through October 8th. This is the sign for metamorphosis, okay? Deep and total transformations. In regards to our sense of permanence, have been underway for 25 years. This is the final year. This is the final retrograde in that sign of Capricorn, where the metamorphosis happens on the personal interior. So what are we becoming, like butterflies or moths? It's hard to tell from here, but one thing is for sure, the butterfly does not hesitate to create the cocoon, all right? And this is our example. Embrace the change, friends. Say yes to whatever new parts of yourselves are forming under deep cover at this time. Jupiter is here with us as well while we're in this cocoon, while we're going through this metamorphosis, because Pluto may bring about the transformation, but Jupiter is the one who supplies the nourishment and the growth so that we can come out changed into something bigger and better than we thought we were before. And then Chiron in retrograde is the other part of this, where Jupiter adds in. Chiron sort of allows us to let go of things that used to protect us but no longer help at all. So kudos to you for doing that healing work if that's what you're doing. Sun goes trine to Chiron in retrograde, and to me that just speaks to all of this retrograde action that we're doing, this metamorphosis, this letting go of old stuff that no longer works for us, and this desire to grow, to become bigger on the inside. When we're dealing with this, when we're consciously stepping forward into that transition, when we're embracing the newness of what it's going to be like to be us, it starts to come across in our self-expression with other people. And that's beautiful. And we got the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles comes bearing a small gift of resourcefulness, like a seed packet. And it's not, it's not for you, it's for them to be able to plant so that they can, establish something good for themselves and the people around them. So if you work well with them, then, the resources that they have can be shared to lift you both up. There's a youthfulness to this. There's a willingness to try new things, to get creative about what it is that we imagine for ourselves, what we would desire to have for ourselves. And we have, even the material ability to create at this time, as long as we don't push too hard, as long as we don't try too hard, okay? Venus is in opposition to Pluto right now. And, one thing I don't mention often is that, the 8th house of the zodiac is ruled by Scorpio. Pluto is a ruler of Scorpio. And so it does have to do with sort of like, sex and death and the occult. But one other thing that it has to do with is other people's resources. All right. So, there's this idea with Venus sometimes that, we are due the things that other people have. You know, other people have something to give, and so we want them to give it to us, right? But we have to be careful, all right? We have to not be, you know, demanding of somebody who has you know, just shown up on the scene for us, demanding of somebody else's resources when we don't actually know the scope and the breadth of the resources that they have to share. You know, sometimes a person comes along who's kind of youthful and they have a lot of resources and they're willing to share just because, you know, it helps them get friendship. But in the long run, it turns out not to be good for them to have shared so much. And we don't want to be the person that they shared so much with if, you know, if they gave too much. You know, but with this healed mode of self-expression, you know, hopefully we are changing out of this mode of sort of greed and anxiety around resources. We know that we can be creative about what we want. We know that we can create anything that we want. And in fact, you know, again, it all comes back to right now, maintaining our responsibility to other people in our community and not trying too hard, right? Taken together with the Six of Wands here, you know, one of the reasons you get rewarded is that you did try hard, you know, that you put a lot of spirit and effort into something that was important for you to achieve, and then you achieved it, and now you get to be celebrated, and you get to celebrate yourself and your own achievement. Very Leo sun vibe. And, you know, like I said before, when you have made an achievement like this, you can, you know, take the capital that you've gained from it, and that's material capital, right? That's finances, that's wealth, that's land perhaps, or whatever other material capital. You know, maybe you got to level up and you became physically stronger, right? So, you know, you can take that capital and basically in the moment after you've celebrated the victory, you can take that capital and reinvest it in, you know, another adventure, another pursuit, another, you know, thing that you want to drive toward in a spirited way that might actually also bring home some honor or some recognition to yourself and your community. So, you know, take the capital that you get and reinvest it. Even in something that you're new at, okay? Even if it's something that you haven't tried before, you know, probably you had to do a lot of things you hadn't tried before to get to the point where you are in terms of this victory. And so, you know, at this point, probably not very afraid to try something new with the capital that you have collected. However, if it's a matter of, okay, I've made this achievement and I've gained a lot of capital, but I'm also going to need other people to invest in my next idea. Again, we want to be careful not to use our influence to take advantage of people, you know, for whom this investment might wind up representing a loss. I believe that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.